Good morning all of you. I had completed the factors affecting the highway geometric design in the last session. Okay, and I proceeding with the next topic, that is highway cross section elements today. Highway cross section elements. Okay, there are three elements. First one it is width, second one it is surface, and third one it is camber. Okay, there are three elements in the highway cross section: width, surface and camber. Okay, I'll go with the first one, that is width. It is width. Okay, it includes width of carriageway, this is also called width of pavement, Second one it is width of formation, or width of roadway, and third one it is right of way, or land width, Okay, the width includes width of carriageway or width of pavement, width of formation or width of roadway, right of way or land width, I'll go one by one. First I consider width of carriageway, or width of pavement. First, you may get the definition of carriageway. You may have seen the road surface. In that road surface, whatever the black topped surface available for the vehicular movement, that is a carriageway. Okay, particularly in the flexible pavement, that is bituminous pavements, you may see that black topped surface, on which the vehicular movements will be there. Okay, whatever the black topped surface available for the vehicular movement in the road surface, that is the carriageway. Okay, and for the width of carriageway, it depends on width of traffic lane and number of lanes. Width of carriageway depends on width of traffic lane, and number of lanes, Okay, the width of carriageway depends on width of traffic lane and number of lanes, and this width of traffic lane in terms depends on, that is width of traffic lane depends on width of vehicle and clearance. Is it clear? Means the width of carriageway is dependent on width of traffic lane and number of lanes, and the width of traffic lane in terms depends on width of vehicle and the clearance. And for road surfaces, the side clearance improves the operating speed and safety. Okay, for a stretch of road, the side clearance improves the operating speed and safety. Okay, this is regarding the width of carriageway. The IRC, the Indian Roads Congress, has suggested the maximum permissible width of vehicle. It is about 2.44 meter. Maximum permissible width of vehicle, as per Indian Roads Congress IRC, it is 2.44 meter. It is 2.44 meter, and the desirable minimum side clearance for single lane traffic, it is about 0.655 meter. Side clearance on either side, okay, it is about 0.655 meter. This is for single lane traffic. Okay, the side clearance of about 0.655 meter, okay, for single lane traffic. Okay, and this require a minimum of 3.75 meter lane width for single lane. 3.75 meter lane width for single lane means 2.44 meter is your width of vehicle, then 0.655 meter is your side clearance on either side, then if this require a minimum width of 3.75 meter for single lane road, okay. So this I'll be explained with the help of figure, okay, for your better understanding, okay. This is 0.655 meter side clearance, and the width of vehicle it is about 2.44 meter, and this side also it is 0.655 meter is our side clearance. Totally it's about 3.75 meter. 3.75 meter. This is the lane width for single lane road. See here, 2.44 meter is the maximum permissible width of a vehicle as per Indian Roads Congress, and the desirable minimum side clearance for single lane traffic it is 0.655 meter on either side. Then this require a minimum of 3.75 meter lane width for single lane road. This is the lane width for single single lane traffic. For single lane traffic. Okay, total is about 3.75 meter. Okay, next, similarly for the two lane, that is double lane roads, it's about 7 meter. It's about 7 meter. There also the maximum permissible width of the vehicle is fixed, that is 2.44 meter, and in two lane road the side clearance is about 0.53 meter and the center clearance is about 1.06 meter. Okay, that's the minimum length or the minimum width required for the double lane road. It is about 3.5 meter for each lane, 3.5 meter for each lane. Then for two lane it is 7 meter. For two lane it is 7 meter. Okay, with the help of same figure I'll continue with for the double lane road also. .53 meter, 2.44 meter, and center clearance is about 1.06 meter. Center clearance is about 1.06 meter, and width of vehicle is about 2.44 meter, and the side clearance is about 0.53 meter. Okay, this is the lane width for double lane road. Double lane road. Okay, for the double lane road the side clearance will be 0.53 meter on either side and center clearance is about 1.06 meter, that is twice of that side clearance. The center clearance is twice of the side clearance, that is 0.53 multiplied by 2, it is 1.06 meter, and the width of vehicle is 2.44 meter. This require minimum of about 7 meter, minimum of about 7 meter for the double lane road. For the double lane road means for each lane 3.5 meter. For each lane 3.5 meter. This is regarding the lane width for double lane road. Lane width for double lane road. Okay, and there will be IRC specifications for different classes of roads. There will be IRC specifications for different classes of road, that too regarding the width of carriageway. So I'll move on to the IRC specification. Indian Roads Congress specification for width of carriageway. Okay, first it is class of road, next it is width of carriageway, width of carriageway, width of carriageway. Okay, the first it is number 1 it is single lane road, single lane. For that, width of carriage it is 3.75 meter. Next, number 2, 2 lane, no curves, 2 lane, no curves. You may all see in the curves, particularly you may see in the curves in urban roads where the carriageway is differentiated from the footpath. Okay, where they are provide the footpath in the urban roads, no, there you may see in the raised path, okay, adjoining to the carriageway. There is a raised path adjoining to the carriageway. That stone edging raised path, no, that is the curb. That is the curb. Okay, if there is no curves in 2 lane, then the width of carriageway it is about 7 meter. Okay, number 3, 2 lane with raised curves, with raised curves. If that is the case, then width of carriageway it is about 7.5 meter. Then 4th one, it is intermediate carriageway, intermediate carriageway. For intermediate carriageway, width of carriageway is about 5.5 meter. And lastly, for multi-lane pavement, for multi-lane pavements more than 2. Okay, multi-lane pavements, it is about 3.5 meter, 3.5 meter per lane, 3.5 meter per lane. Okay, these are the IRC specification for width of carriageway. IRC specification for width of carriageway. Is it clear? Okay, next I'll move on to the second width, that is width of formation or width of roadway. Yes, second one it is width of formation or we call as roadway. Width of formation is the sum of widths of carriageway including separators if any and shoulders. Okay, it is the sum of width of carriageway and shoulders. Okay, sum of widths of carriageway, widths of carriageway including separators, if any. Separators means dividers or medians. Separators means dividers or medians. And shoulders. You may all seen the shoulders in your road surface. Okay, whatever the road surface which looks like a natural ground on either side of the carriageway. Whatever the road surface which looks like a natural ground on either side of the road surface, that is called shoulder. Okay, all other courses will be provided except surface course for that road surface. Okay, the base course, sub base course and everything will be provided for that road surface. Okay, except surface course, that is shoulder. That will be used as emergency lanes. Okay, the sum of widths of carriageway including separators if any and shoulders. Okay, that is called width of formation. That is called width of formation. Is it clear? And for your highway embankment, the width of formation is the top width of the embankment, and for your highway cutting, the width of formation is the bottom width of the cutting excluding side drains. Suppose if your road surface on the embankment, this is your embankment. Okay, this is your top width of the embankment. No, this is your top width of the embankment. Okay, for highway cut embankment, the width of formation it is top width of the embankment. This is the width of formation for highway embankment. And similarly for highway cutting, Okay, whatever the bottom width of the embankment, sorry, cutting will be there, no? The bottom width of the cutting, excluding this side drains, the bottom width of the cutting is the width of formation in case of highway cutting. This is the bottom width of the highway cutting and this is the top width of the highway embankment. Okay, top width of the highway embankment is the width of formation in case of highway on embankment, and in case of highway on cutting, the bottom width of the cutting, it is the width of formation. It is the width of formation. Okay. For width of formation also, there will be IRC specification. There will be IRC specification for width of formation also. IRC specification. First one is road classification. Second one, it is width of formation in meter. Width of formation in meter, and this will be categorized into two things. One, it is plain and rolling terrain, Second one, it is mountainous and steep terrain, Okay, and in the road classification, you know that the classes of roads, no, it is national highway and state highway, NH bar SH, major district road, that is MDR, other district road, that is ODR, and village road, that is VR. Okay, and we know the terrain classification based on the cross slope of the country. No, there are four types of terrain: plain, rolling, mountainous, and steep terrain. Okay, then for NH and SH, in plain and rolling terrain, the width of formation is about 12 meter. And in mountainous and steep terrain, this width of formation for national highway and state highway will be 6.25 to 8.8 meter. 6.25 to 8.8 meter. And for major district road in plain and rolling terrain, it's about 9 meter. And in mountainous and steep terrain for major district road, it's about 4.75 meter. For other district roads in plain and rolling terrain, it is from 7.5 to 9 meter. 7.5 to 9 meter. In case of mountainous and steep terrain, it is 4.75 meter. Okay. Next, for village road, for plain and rolling terrain, it is about 7.5 meter, and in mountainous and steep terrain, it is 4 meter. Okay. These are the IRC specification for width of carriageway, and we know that, for width of formation. And here you know that the width of formation varies with the classes of roads, that is national highway, state highway, major district road, other district road, and village road, and it also varies with the topography, this type of terrain. Okay, varies with the classes of roads and also varies with the type of terrain. Is it clear? Next, I'll move on to the third one, that is right of way or land width. 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 Is it clear? Right of way. It is the width of land acquired for the road along its alignment. Okay, right of way is width of land acquired for road along its alignment. That is called right of way or land width. Width of land acquired for road along its alignment, that is the right of way or land width. Okay, and this should be adequate for the accommodate of all the cross section element. Okay, the land width should be adequate to accommodate all the cross section elements and may reasonably provide future development also. May reasonably provide future development also. Means for in advance we have to acquire the land for future development also. In advance we have to acquire the land for future development also. Okay, that is the right of way, because if you acquire the land for the present construction, then for the present traffic we are constructed about 4-lane road in the respected area. Then after 20 years, that is after design period of the respected road is over, then you have to increase the number of lanes. For increasing number of lanes, some reserved land is required, no, on either side. Okay, that's why for the anticipated traffic, that is for the expected traffic in future, we have to acquire the land in advance. We have to acquire the land in advance, that is the right of way. Okay, it is the width of land acquired for the road along the alignment. Width of land acquired for the road along its alignment, and it should be adequate for accommodating all the cross section elements and may reasonably provide the future development also. Is it clear? And this right of way will be controlling by some of the factors, or will be governed by some of the factors. Will be controlled by some of the factors, or will be governed by some of the factors. What are those factors? What are the factors which govern the right of way? Okay, factors which govern the right of way. Okay, number 1, it is width of formation. Width of formation. Okay, and we know that the width of formation will be depends on classes of road, and also is depend on the topography. It's also depend on topography and classes of road. Is it clear? And the second one, it is height of embankment. Height of embankment. Height of embankment or depth of cutting. Height of embankment or depth of cutting, and this will be depends on the topography and the vertical alignment. The height of embankment or depth of cutting will be depend on topography and vertical alignment. And third one, it is side slopes of embankment. Side slopes of embankment or cutting. Side slopes of embankment or cutting, and this will be depends on the topography and as well as soil type. Okay, the side slope of the embankment will be depend on height of the slope and soil type and also topography. The sides of the embankment or side slope of the cutting will be depends on the height of the slopes as well as soil type. Height of the slope as well as soil type. And the fourth one, it is drainage system and their size. Drainage system and their size. Okay, and it will be depend on amount of rainfall and topography. The drainage system and their size will be depend on amount of rainfall in the respected area as well as topography. Is it clear? And the next one, it is fifth one, site distance consideration. Site distance considerations. Site distance considerations. Okay, particularly on curves, there will be restrictions to visibility on inner side of the curve. There will be restrictions to visibility on inner side of the curve due to the presence of some obligatory points. Due to the presence of some obligatory points at the inner side of the curve, there will be restrictions to visibility. There will be restriction to visibility, that is regarding the side distance considerations. And last one, that is sixth one, it is reserve land for future widening. Reserve land for future widening means we have to acquire the land in advance for the future development also, that is widening of the road. Okay, in future there may be possibility of widening of the road for the expected traffic or expected anticipated traffic. Okay, if that is the case, we have to reserve the land for future widening. Okay, these are the factors which control the right of way or which governed the right of way or land weight. Is it clear? As similar in your width of carriageway and width of formation, for right of way also there will be IR specification. For right of way also there will be IR specification, and again those specification will be varies with the classes of roads, that is national highway, state highway, major district road, other district road and village road, and also varies with the type of terrain, that is plain, rolling, mountainous and steep terrain. In addition to that, it also varies with the developed and undeveloped area, that is open areas and built up area. Okay, in the respected terrain, the right of way will be different in open areas and will be different in built up areas. Open areas means undeveloped areas, and built up area means is the developed areas. Okay, it may not possible to acquire the land for road construction same in the open areas as well as in the developed areas, that is built up areas, because in the built up areas, okay, the cost of land will be used, okay, to provide the compensation for those peoples will be uneconomical, because the cost of construction is used, no. Okay, means the right of way or the land width, okay, will be varies with the classes of roads, and is also varies with the type of terrain, and also varies with the in the respected terrain what type of area, whether it is a open area or whether it is a built up area. So depend on that also the right of ways varies. Is it clear? Okay. This is a right of way. IRC specification for right of way. IRC specification for right of way. Okay, first one it is road classification. And next one it is, that is right of way. Right of way in meter. Okay. In this right of way in meter is depend on plain and rolling terrain. Second one it is mountainous and steep terrain. Mountainous and steep terrain. Again, this will be two things. In mountainous and plain terrain, it is open area and built up area. Here also open area and built up area. Okay. The class of roads are NH, that is national highway and state highway, major district road, other district road and village roads. So it varies with the class of roads and varies with the type of terrain, that is plain and rolling terrain, mountain and steep terrain, open area, built up area, and types of terrain. Okay, it is about 45 meter in the open area, the national highway or for state highway. In open area, when the plain and rolling terrain is there, it is 45 meter. But in the built up area, it's about 30 meter. In built up area, it's about 30 meter. This for plain and rolling terrain for national highway and state highway. And for mountainous and steep terrain, it is 24 meter and it is 20 meter. In open area, in mountain and steep terrain, it is 24 meter. In built up area, it's about 20 meter. Okay, for major district road in plain and rolling terrain, for open area, it's about 25 meter and it is 20 meter. In open area, it's 25 meter and in built up area, it's 20 meter. Okay, in mountainous and steep terrain, 18 meter in the open area and in the built up area, it is 15 meter. Built up area, it is 15 meter. For other district road, it is 15 meter in the open area and in the built up area is also 15 meter. Okay, and for mountainous and steep terrain, it is 15 meter in the open area and 12 meter in the built up area. 12 meter in the built up area for other district road. And for village road, it is 12 meter in the open area of plain and rolling terrain and 10 meter in built up area. And 10 meter in built up area. And for the mountainous and steep terrain, it is 9 meter. Both in open area and built up area, it is 9 meter for mountainous and steep terrain. Is it clear? This is regarding the right of way or land width. This was the IRC specification for right of way. Okay. And lastly, I'll draw the typical cross section of right of way. Is very simple for your better understanding. For your better understanding, I'll draw the typical cross section or typical right of way. See here, this is the width of carriageway. Width of carriageway. On either side of width of carriageway, there will be a shoulder. These are the shoulder. These are the shoulder. Okay, and sum of widths of carriageway and the shoulder we call as width of formation. This is width of formation or width of roadway. Width of formation. Okay, and this will be road margins. Road margins. Okay, this is also road margins. In the road margins, we can provide anything: the cycle path, separate bus track, cycle track, footpath. Okay, and side drains, everything you can accommodate in the road margins. Okay, the width of formation along with the road margins on either side together called as right of way. The total, it is right of way or land width. It is the sum of widths of formation and road margins. Sum of widths of formation and road margins, it is the right of way. This is a typical cross section of right of way. This is a typical cross section of right of way. Width of carriageway, on either side there will be a shoulder. Width of carriageway and sum of that shoulder will gives the width of formation. Width of formation and sum of the road margins on either side will give the right of way. Will give the right of way. Okay, this is regarding the the first element of highway cross section, that is width. Okay.